Spanish-American War. The causes of the war was yellow journalism. It exaggerated news to draw anger and attention, and it exaggerated the destruction of the USS Maine, which was blamed on Cuba. The Delome letter is another cause of the war. It was a private letter by the Spanish minister. The letter was stolen and published in a newspaper, and it angered many Americans. It called the President McKinley weak and bitter. U.S. acquisitions from the war. The U.S. gained Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Spain sells Philippines to the U.S. for $20 million. Jose Marti was a journalist and poet in Cuba, and he became a symbol for Cubans' bid for independence. Hearst and Pulitzer. They exaggerated stories that weren't even all true to make Americans mad and want to go to war with Spain. That's the Philippines flag. And they were also involved in the war, and they also sold land to the U.S. for $20 million. George Dewey achieved victory at the Battle of Molina Bay and was a general that commanded the naval force. Cuba was fighting for its independence, and it got in the way of businesses that were trying to make money off Cuba's resources, like the sugar canes. The Rough Riders were the first voluntary cavalry in the Spanish-American War. The group was made up of cowboys, miners, law enforcement officials, and Native Americans. They participated in the capture of Kettle Hill and San Juan Ridge. The Rough Riders were famous for Theodore Roosevelt joining them. That's a Spanish fleet. George Dewey achieved a crushing naval victory over them, and the fleet was completely destroyed, as well as all the naval forces. The Treaty of Paris was signed in 1898. This treaty ended the central of the Spanish Empire over the Cubans. It also gained the U.S., Puerto Rico, Guam, Philippines, and the islands of Cuba. Here's a map of the area that was involved in the war. All those countries right there. This project was by Drew, Daria, and Assad.